Since the 7th Age began, our magicians have been refining the black, viscous, tarry substance called mana pitch into clear gray magical gems of great value across the 41 worlds. Almost as long ago, explorer mages discovered a limitless supply of that raw material here beneath our fair coastline and built Managlitch City to exploit their find. So much raw magic, however, twists the very planes of existence, causing aura surges across the city and its citizens. The city filled with unlikely events and improbable people, as reality seemed to glitch. Over the centuries, Managlitch gained a new name, known to all and used by most. Welcome to Managlitch, City of Accidental Wonders. We hope you keep your aura clear, citizen.
Glenn 755 here. You are hearing Managlitch City Underground on a Z frequency of 2308. Broadcasting by Net, Info Tower, and Data Scry every open period, we have what you need to know how to keep your aura clear in the City of Accidental Wonders. Today is the 16th of Daywane, year 714 in the 41 worlds. So, Witch Month and Harvest End were pretty bad cohorts, thanks to the raids by the Ministry of Order. We could afford to lose the people they got, but it took a while to reassemble our equipment. Slippery Adams got a new dark routing setup that got us back into the info towers and psycho bands. No way they're gonna find us again. And the timing couldn't be better. I've got some news for you that no one south of the Scar is cleared for. Well, now, the Council knows because they planned it. The Royals know because they agreed to it. And the Cybercasters sure as pitch know because they're making it happen. Cohorts, the rune portals are opening again. That's right, the same rune portals that caused the Scar in the first place. Oh, sure, the explosion killed thousands of people, cut a huge chunk out of the city, and rattled the planes around our little world for over a decade. But the city wants its trade partners back, so buckle up. Who knows? Perhaps it'll be just like the good old days, when you couldn't light a cigarette around here without 2 protective amulets and a hectowatt aura screen. Now, I won't deny that some of the 41 worlds have been practically unreachable for years. Even transbeams and ether ships have trouble getting safely to some of the most remote stops. And assuming the city holds together, there's gonna be lots of opportunity for a clever or lucky glitcher once the portals are back up. So keep your eye on your aura, and be sure to be in contact with the right people when the announcement goes public. Hey, if they're gonna blow the place up again, we might as well get something out of it this time, right? Speaking of opportunity, on the job board today, Mistress Messier is throwing an event the evening after the opening ceremonies conclude. Any of her shindigs is a night to remember, and as usual, the Ministry doesn't dare shut it down, because that would inconvenience some very important people. The Mistress is looking for especially interesting glitchers to help staff the evening. I expect she means physically interesting, though you never know. I'm just saying, I remember one night that she somehow found a dozen cat boys and cat girls to... well, anyway. Expect a late night, and if things go well, a late morning. Also on the board, we expect the Honorable Derek Vare from the Empire of Ash to arrive on the 5th of Cold Dark aboard the ether ship Gorgon. No coincidence that's a couple of days before the portals reopen, cause High Minister Schaefer's staff leaked the Council's plans to select allies. The passenger list also includes Lord Timberlane of Plaisir, and more interestingly, some refugees from Terra Epsilon who've been trapped on this side of the 41 worlds since the portal blast. My connection says 1 or 2 of the Terrans are hoping to take home... contraband is an ugly word. But there's no need for the Ministry of Order to know about this cargo. Get in touch with Vare if your personal glitch might be useful in such a situation. The Zell Excursion Company eagerly anticipates our new portals, and is planning no fewer than 4 separate expeditions of scouting and exploration. They are looking for glitchers with body weaponry, or other changes with a survival advantage, so don't be surprised if this trip gets a little rough. Meanwhile, rumor has it that the cybercasters have a few ideas along the same lines. But if you're planning to talk to them, I suggest you not go marching bold as brass into the temple's front entrance. You know how they are. Speaking of the cybercasters, we here at the Underground strongly suggest you think carefully about accepting any work related to sabotaging or interfering with the reopening of the portals. Nobody in authority around here is likely to have the slightest bit of humor about the situation if you get caught. I'm not saying the Ministry of Order would disappear you. They insist they don't do that kind of thing, but I wouldn't expect to see you at Glitcher Bowling Night ever again. Watch yourself. Okay, the current weird. As of 4 a.m., General Lateman Avenue now ends just past 28th Street in a sheer cliff overlooking the city coastline. Since the coastline is several kilometers away, this is quite a flagrant glitch. Ministry investigators traveling down General Lateman Avenue in the other direction report that it's no trouble reaching 29th Street, but keep this in mind for today's deliveries and transits, or if you've had a rough couple of days and could just use some sun and sand. Kinson, our underground aura forecaster, says the next week will be a grumbly, irritable one. Even if the cybercasters weren't cranking up their generators and saturating the ley lines in preparation for the portals, the planes around us know something's up. Kinson's got a glitch that lets him see right into them, and he says he's not enjoying it much right now. Expect aura fluctuations and sudden surges up to 30 Hermits intensity. Be very careful, everyone. We can all deal with the occasional tiny hassle of a pack of breath mints turning into small coat buttons, or vice versa, but now is not the time to let your attention wander. There's enough juju out there that a loss of focus on your part could mean more serious glitches. And if you're listening to this station, you are probably dealing with quite enough, thank you. The new geography downtown is probably natural and nobody's fault, but keep those auras clear. No one needs to develop an extra arm during delicate business negotiations. Usually. Depending on the negotiations. Anyway. On the other hand, it's a great time to do some casting, as long as you aren't too picky about the precise effects. Right now, minor levitation of office furniture for vacuuming could toss that chair across the room. Now, if you want something predictable, skip the casting, stick to basic technology. But come on, who wants to miss the fun of a simple flame conjure taking down half the block, huh? As long as it's not your place. There's some good news. Despite the fluctuations, the city's incoming shipments via Ethership and Transbeam are on time. Food, clothing, and other staple supplies are well over demand, even considering the usual percentage that somehow gets lost in the accounting. Prices should finally be dropping back to normal. Even glitchers on assistance shouldn't have any trouble getting standard rations, and you hard-working ones with some income should be living hardy. We suspect Mistress Messier used some influence. No way one of her parties is going to be short on food, if you know what I mean. Anyone who's helped clean up one of her shindigs knows all about that. Our snoops tell us that the production at the mana gem refineries has fallen off a bit. No one seems worried, though. Prime Cybercaster McAllen is telling the Council this is a simple slowdown for maintenance of the automated mana pitch extractors. The Shadow Market expects gem prices will go up a bit, but not quite enough to push other prices around too badly. The city reactors, meanwhile, continue to hum along nicely on fuel from the Empire of Ash. Whatever deal the Council made with them, seems like everyone's happy. Her Royal Highness Princess Swiftstorm will be addressing the city the day of the official reopening of the rune portals on the 7th. We don't even need our sources to predict a long speech about the glorious future of the city, the usual call for changed and unchanged citizens to cast aside their differences and work together in harmony, and a few thinly veiled insults for the Council, especially High Minister Schaefer. Honestly, as long as the info towers have a good picture, who cares? Her Highness is as radiant as ever, and could stand there for an hour reading a telecom directory as far as half the city's concerned. I tell you, I've cleared my schedule for the cast. Long live our beautiful princess. Whoops, Slippery Adam tells us this transmission window's closing. We're gonna have to sign off. Never fear, we'll be back next open period, broadcasting by net, info tower, and data scry. This is Glenn 755 from Managlitch City Underground, shutting down Z frequency 2308. Remember, cohorts, keep your aura clear and stay grounded. The voice of Managlitch City Underground today was Michael O'Brien as Glenn 755. The narrator was Maya Kralovna as Her Highness Swiftstorm II. Our theme music is Crime of the Century by Consortium 499 on the web at reverbnation.com/Consortium 499. All other content is copyright 2015, Glitch City Media. Visit our website at managlitch.com for more information about the city and links to our podcast archives.